Whatever, everybody in the YTBC. Just gonna go ahead and get into everything. I'm gonna give my thoughts on something that I've been seeing. And I'm gonna make an announcement at the end of this live. So this is basically a mic drop, and it's not so much a mic drop that I think that I'm gonna say is gonna be so fire and everything. Like I'll leave that up to y'all to decide whether or not you agree with everything I'm about to say about just boxing in general right now. Um, like I said, I'm covering two things here. Right, first thing is boxing related. Second thing is not. It has to do with my channel. What up, Unrivaled? What up, Brian? All right, so let me go ahead and get into the subject that is boxing related. All right, so I've seen a lot of comments recently. Well, today of people saying, boxing is in a sad state. What up, Rascal? Boxing is in a sad state, and we need to do better. And you know what? I 100% agree. 100% agree. In fact, I 110% agree. I 200% agree. I 1000% agree. I agree so much that I've been saying this shit for years. For years. I've been saying this shit. And you know what I find so fucking funny is that when I've been saying this shit, certain people want to call me a hater. When it comes to certain fighters, I'm a racist. When it comes to certain other fighters, I'm a coon. When it comes to, I've been saying this very same shit for years. And I got backlash. Now, I'll keep it real. I didn't get backlash from everywhere. There's people who supported what I've been saying for years. So I don't want to make it. I don't want to push an agenda. I'll give it to you straight. There were people who supported me and supported my message, but there was a whole lot of other motherfuckers who didn't. And it takes for Evander Holyfield to get his ass whooped in Florida in order for people to really see the light. This ain't nothing new. All right, the shit that happened to Holyfield last night been happening to other motherfuckers for years. Just nobody gave a shit because these other guys are quote unquote bums. You're perfectly fine with the sacrificial lamb then. I've been saying this shit for years. Every time I say I want to see like the top 1 and 2 guy fight, I'm a hater. Every time I want to see undisputed, supposedly my standards are not what are not reasonable for wanting the 50-50 fights. I'm a piece of shit fan. Like Holyfield is lucky. Jeanette Zapata, she's dead. She was 18 years old. Patrick Day, he's dead. Dadashev, he's dead. I've been saying this shit for years. Since before those people died. Now all of a sudden people give a shit. And like I said, there's people who've been saying it too. There's people who've been rocking with me when I've been saying this shit. And I apologize to the chat. I'm not really reading it right now. I'll do my best to look at the chat a little bit later, but I just gotta say all this shit. What happened to Holyfield is sad, but what's sadder is that this shit's been going on for a while, and you got a lot of fans who have been okay with it. It's only now that they see the light. But the funny thing is they don't even really see the light. What it is it happened to somebody they respect. but they're gonna go back to co-signing the bullshit. They're gonna go back to co-signing the Spences versus Campos and the Tanks versus Barrios. Those fights, those bullshit fights, they're gonna keep co-signing the shit. So they haven't even really seen the light. They just see it momentarily. But this ain't this ain't nothing new. What happened last night? And a lot of people are putting the onus on Florida. And yes, the Florida State Athletic Commission needs to be flamed for this shit. But Florida's not the only one. It's happened all across the United States. And nobody bats an eye. This shit ain't new. This shit has been going on. So why motherfuckers care all of a sudden is mind-boggling. There's a lot of people who never even mentioned Patrick Day or Dadashev. There's people who still have yet to mention Jeanette Zapata. The difference between them and Holyfield is Holyfield's still alive. Like I said, I'm not pointing the finger at the whole community. It's just some people are extremely selective with the shit. And I think that's a problem. That's a big problem in our community. And I understand the community's never going to be perfect. Anytime you have a group of individuals, some of them are bound to be pieces of shit. That's just a fact. But when you get people who get persuaded from being reasonable to becoming pieces of shit themselves, that's a big fucking problem. That's a virus in the community. That's what viruses do. They infect, the virus infects cells, those cells infect other cells. That's what the fuck's going on here in the community. It's been happening. All of a sudden, though, some of them got consciences. All of a sudden. Like I said, this shit's been happening for years. And the second you bring up a 50-50 fight, pieces of shit have a fucking excuse why it shouldn't happen. But then we'll go back to co-signing fights that shouldn't be happening. That's what I got to say about all this. 100% I agree with a lot of what y'all are saying. But y'all are late to the party. I think that's all I got to say about that. What up, Jedi? What up, Timmy? I think I said what up to Raska. What up, DT3? But yeah, let me go ahead and get to my channel announcement, all right? I've already put out a tweet. Hold on, it wasn't embarrassing. Watch your Holyfield. Embarrassing. Watch it. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like I said, I mean, I'll get to the next comment in a second. I mean, these guys. I mean, he had a victory. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad at a guy who's celebrating so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what was it really a victory worth celebrating a whole lot about? Not really, but I mean, you gotta look at the context. This is a dude that came from MMA, and I don't really know a whole lot about him. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now you do got like this whole, you know, MMA versus boxing community for some reason, which I think is stupid. I don't understand why the two fan bases just can't say, look, your sport is not for me to watch. However, much respect. Much respect. There's nothing wrong with respecting the top guys over there or even the lower tier guys over there in MMA. I think the two fan bases need to respect the other sport. I mean, there's people who never watched a basketball game in their life and they respect Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Why can't this happen in combat sports? But that's a whole nother topic. I don't want to get too much off the rails with that. Yeah, and I'm happy Evander's fine too. I'm just saying, like some people are late to the party. There's people who have died this year. I think last year wasn't too bad, but the year before that, you know, and then you got bitch asses like Angel Garcia, and yes, you're a bitch ass because you said well, that's what Sulkos are for. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. This is a competition. If I want to see, if I want to see slaughter, I'll go to the butcher shop. I want to see competition. I want to see warriors. I want two guys to get in the ring that I'm like, I don't know who the fuck's gonna win, but we're gonna find out. I can't say that. All I can say is I don't know who would win because, and we're not gonna find out because these guys ain't fighting because of reasons, sides of the street and stupid bullshit. Let me get to my channel announcement. I think I'm gonna have to step away from my channel and Twitter for a little bit. Has nothing to do with you guys. Has nothing to do with the community. This has to do with my personal life. Uh, Anybody who rocks with me, y'all know where to find me. There's people who have my number. Feel free to hit me up. There's people who may not have my number, but they have other ways of getting a hold of me, whether it be through Google Chat or Hangouts, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm just not gonna put my personal information out there, just because there's people in this community, and they proved it to me. Like last time I went through something, somebody with the very limited information I put out there, I got attacked. But I'm not a fucking dummy, and I'm not gonna fucking make myself vulnerable to some trolls online. So like I said, there's those of you who know how to get a hold of me. Much respect to y'all. For those of y'all who rock with me, y'all are appreciated. I will be back. I promise that. In the meantime, I'll still be supporting the best that I can. If your content tends to be a little bit more on the negative side, just understand I still support you. I just need more positivity in my life for the time being. I'm sure after a week or two, I could get back to watching the rants and all that. This shit ain't easy. It's not. But I got respect for y'all. Love, of course. Um, Big shout out to this is this dude. His name is Castle Kingsway or Kingside, my bad. Big shout out to him. I'm pretty sure I'll be watching his content a lot. He's not a boxing channel. I got turned on to him by Nocturnal Thoughts, Big Knock. For those of y'all who know who that is, big shout out to him. Um, like if y'all need positivity in your life, I recommend watching him. He's pretty positive. Um, Funny dude. He's actually in the gaming community. Uh, so you know, I know this is life. You know, all of us go through shit. That's why when Sweet Science and McDojos, you know, he went through something real serious. And I feel for that man. What he went through, that shit ain't easy. That's why I told y'all, go show him your support. And you know what? He's coming back. That takes strength to go through what he went through and come back. That takes strength. Um uh Castle Kingside. His brother died of COVID last year. And for him to like take that energy and create a channel and do the kind of content he's doing, much respect to him. Hey, y'all hold on. My bad, guys. Some family showed up out of nowhere. So I'm gonna be cutting this in just a little bit. But it now I'll be honest with you, Castle Kingside, there's certain views of his that I disagree with. But I could tell that he's a genuine good guy. So, but you know, let me take a look at some of the some of these comments. Yeah, Mark, just taking some time off. Could be a month, could be till the end of the year. I don't know yet. Just personal things. But yeah, I figured I'd leave it on something at least somewhat positive. You want to laugh, you want to see somebody who's been through some shit and turning that into something positive. Castle King, what Kingside, big Samoan dude. He said he's actually comes from the same line of people as like The Rock, Rikishi, and Yokozuna. And he's a big dude. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. You guys take it easy. Be blessed. And I'll see y'all around. Peace.